down, down, tap, down, down, wash, down, down, tap, down, down, wash, wash. Just like that. Okay. Hey friends out there, Rob here. Today I want to talk to you about being creative with guitar and whatever music that you might be writing. I think this is an important concept, a thing to talk about, just because lots of times, if you're anything like me, you might get stuck at a plateau for a while and not know where to go with your music. And I'm going to share a story with you about how that happened in just a moment. And at the end, of course, I'll have all of the tips that I've got to show you how to put these different structures together to help you be creative for that stack of music you've been writing that's sitting in that book you don't let too many people see. First thing, sing. Sing your voice out. It's going to sound crazy. We're actually going to go over that. Part of my method and part of the way that I work is I sing. I didn't really think about singing until I got a ukulele, because I wanted something that kind of broadened my scope. And it's a stringed instrument. Ukuleles are just fun, happy instruments. So I got one, and I enjoy it quite a bit. I actually taught my son's school how to play ukulele. They have every February. They have a special thing where you come after school and you'd approve you, and you'd have little camps for people in February. And so it was neat. So I did that for several years, just helping out as a volunteer because my son was going there. In any event, I learned a lot about the ukulele and teaching, elementary school kids about the ukulele, and realized that when I was playing the ukulele and playing these different Disney songs that we would do, realistically, in those respects, the ukulele required the accompaniment of my voice. I had to sing in order to really bring out what I was trying to show, other than teaching the chords. I hope that makes sense, but the ukulele was not accompanying my voice. My voice was accompanying the ukulele. And I realized at that moment that I had been thinking about the guitar in the same way. Because I had always been chording and everything, the instrument, although it might sound direct and obvious, the instrument should accompany your voice. You should not accompany the instrument. That changed everything. So I went back to the house and I started playing my guitar with a different set of eyes on what the guitar's purpose was. That roadblock for me lasted a decade and a half to get to that point. And that's what happens when you're not actively in a band or actively doing music for your job or whatever. It's just something I would do for fun, as a hobby, as an interest. But boy, after I met that landslide, things changed a bit. I started playing, and I was able to use some rhythmic strumming techniques that my dad had taught me to help me sing. And next thing you knew, I was singing and people were coming around, and I started playing in little bars, even if it was by myself with some of the equipment that we got here, on open mics, and just having a good time, and I started experiencing music differently. Okay. That's the reason for this video. That's the process. So the answer to the question is, the question is, how do you become more creative? You got a book of music written, you want to do a song. This is how I think about it. Take 3 chords and play them 4 times, 1 measure per chord, repeating the last chord. In this instance, G, D, and C. Real simple. C again. So we got 3 chords that we play 4 times. G, D, C is an iconic chord progression. It's real simple. And I call this the repeat. I'm not telling you anything new. If you watched a lot of music and watched a lot of stuff over on like guitar tabs or something, you would see their standard chord progressions that pop up. Another one, C minor, F, and G. That one's great because you can transpose it up and down the neck. You can do like a B minor, G, D, A. You can do C sharp minor, A, B, E. Though it just goes in a bunch of different ways. But we're just taking G, D, and C. And we're going to take that and we're just going to repeat it. G, D, C, C, G, D, C, C. Now, if you heard my cat, he's coming to say hi. My cat loves music, by the way. He'll usually come in and sit when I'm playing. Or my son's playing. He likes the low notes the most. In any event, that's not really very interesting. G, D, C. So we add a different strum pattern to it. Down, down, up. It automatically sounds better. And this is where a lot of things begin for people. But there's another way. This is the Rhythmic Strum pattern that my dad taught me that I like to play. And there's been some accompaniment to it over the years, some changes. But the idea is we get to this rhythmic strumming pattern. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So, what did we do? the course here, the concept here that we're trying to talk about is we just did what I call the repeat. We take 3 chords in whatever order you want. There is a proper order, but that's theory. We're not getting into that today. We're just taking G, D, and C. You could do it C, D, and G. You could do it D, C, and G. You could do it many different ways, but we're just doing G, D, C, and playing C twice. G, D, C. And then we talked about how to play it with a rhythmic strum. Now I'm going to share with you my rhythmic strum that my dad taught me. Rest in peace. God bless you, Dad. I miss it, man. I miss him. So muting the strings right there and using my hand, flop it around. Flop it, flop it, flop it. Put your hand in the pick position, like if you were to hold a pick, but allow your fingers to be free. We're going to use your fingers to wash like that. This is part of the rasgueo technique, flamenco guitar. I am not a flamenco guitar player. However, my dad had a lot of little flourishes that he did. Anyways, I picked that up from him. I'm sure that it's wrong if you're a classical flamenco player or a flamenco. I don't have the compass. I can't do all that stuff. So don't hit me in the comments, okay? This is just one dude. And once again, remember, I'm not sharing this with you guys as this is how you do it. This is how I do it. And if how I do it helps you figure out a better way for you to do it, and you do something even better, then that's all that matters here. So we want these bottom 4 fingers to be open so that they can do what I call the wash. That's just this little down, up at the end. And we're going to use just the tip of the fingernail, and we're only going to go down beats. Down, down, holding that with it open. Down, down, tap. The palm is going to mute at the bridge, the treble strings, and allow the fingers to hit the soundboard. Okay? Down, down, tap, down, down, tap, down, down, tap. Now, if you come up with your own rhythmic strumming or something else, that's fine. This is just one of the many rhythmic strumming patterns that my dad taught me and that I have engineered from what he taught me over the years to help me back up, to help the guitar act as the accompaniment to my voice. And it really, really changes the dynamic, especially as a single acoustic guitar player. Okay, down, down, tap, down, down, tap. This is all you need to be. Tap, down, and notice it's kind of syncopated off the beat. Now there's a wash there. Wash, tap, down, down, tap, down, down, tap, down, down, tap. Wash, up, down, up. With those fingers. I'm slowing down. Down, up, down, up. See how that works? And I usually put that at the end of a measure. Down, down, tap, down, down, up, down, up, down, tap, down, down, wash, down, down, tap, down, down, wash, down, down, tap, down, down, wash, wash. Just like that. Okay, let's put that together again just so that you can see. G, D, C, C. Doing the traditional down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. This is a pretty fast pace. Now we do the little percussive strum. So the idea is for you to just pick what sounds good for what you're trying to do. And you can use these 2 different strumming techniques from your traditional down, up, downs to this percussive technique to add a little bit of extra spice to what you're doing. You can also, on that last beat of the C, we're going to get it there, we're on the G. And now we're going to go. See how we kind of delayed it and then pushed it in? Okay. So the first part was pick 3 chords and play them 4 times, repeating the last chord, and then repeat the entire thing. Again, G, D, C, C. Now we're going to go to what I call the bounce. The bounce ends on the last chord of the repeat and bounces to the first chord of the repeat. So we're going to begin the repeat, G, D, and I'm just plucking with my fingers right now so you can see, C, C, D, G, D. See how we're now just bouncing? So we just walk in and walk out of it bouncing. Now let's play that together with that little rhythmic strum. I'm going to slow it down. We're going to repeat the first time. The wash is a great time to repeat or change a chord. And now we're bouncing. We're actually bouncing now on the second beat, so we're taking half of the wash and applying it only to the first and third chords. Notice how we went back to the repeat. We did that by 3 long strums. We're back to repeat now. And we changed up our measures. We went from going from the whole measure with on the G, C, and D to half measures, G, C, D, jumping around. So we've used these 2 principles right now in several different ways to illustrate how you can apply this rhythmic strum with your standard strum to the repeat and the bounce to give you multiple feelings that still fit in time with the notes that you chose, the chords that you chose. There's more to it. This is simple. Once you get a hold of that, that's a strum thing. Once you get a hold of that, there's even more ways that you can go. Now we're going to come back over here, muting our fingers, muting our strings, and we're going to work on our voice. I want you to think of rhythmic sounds, of vocalizations that just get the words out. La, ti, da, so, fa, sofritos, right? All those things, right, that come out. Ba, fa, da, whatever. And we're going to just make some sounds. Don't worry about tone. We're just going to make some vocalizations with our playing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do my little rhythmic strum right here. And I'm going at a different cadence or pace right now. Time. Da, 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 da. So if I was to sing anything on that same 1, da, 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 2, da, 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 la, da, 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 la, da, 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 la, da, 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 la, da, 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 la, da, da, fa, 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 ma, 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 ba, 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 ba. All I have done right there is helped my brain hear some vocalizations that match in synchronization with my strumming. Now we put it together. We're going to work with those vocalizations through the chord changes and back. You're going to hear it. And we're going to work with pitch. And this is all just off the top of my head. Wow. Immediately, those things layered on top of themselves to add something. Now, remember the question was, Dad, I've got this song. I want to put it to music. Can you help me be more creative? Whoa! If that's the case, mind blown, because we just took 3 chords. It doesn't matter where you started. It didn't matter where it was. And we put them together and added some rhythm to it. Now, is that the right rhythm for your song? Are the words the right vocalizations? No. Maybe. I don't know. You have to try it. That's where we put things to words. And this is just off my head. I got to think of something to give you. I'm just giving my... Oh. I was walking through the park and your name crossed my heart. And I was happy and then I saw your call. You called me on the phone, said you were alone. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm not saying the lyrics or anything not cliche. But that happened sporadically right now on camera. I was walking through the park and your name crossed my heart. So I could go back and watch this or whatever, but I do know at one point I got onto the bounce because I felt it. So we probably went through. There's the repeat. I'm at the repeat because I'm going to repeat. I'm doing G, D, C, 2 C's, back to the G, to the D, back to the C, G, D, not G, So I did go bouncing forth, back and forth, and that was my point. There was a bounce there. Wow. So that's how you can do these things to help improve your creativity. And if you've got something written down and you want to put it to music, this is a great way to begin. So I think I'm going to end it there. Guys, I hope that you found this helpful. I put this out just as a resource. Let me know in the comments below if I'm off my mind, if this makes sense to you. Just let me know if it helps you or not. If you found any of this helpful, you can support this type of content just by using the Amazon links below. I know it's not really guitar gear stuff, but I know it's like cameras and stuff. But anything that you purchase through those links, I'll get a small commission on. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye for now.